welcome back to Morning Delight. It's the last segment of the program and talk time this morning. Today we're taking a look at the significance of Ramadan on nation building. You might call it the most revered month in the Islamic calendar, the month where it is known world over when Muslims are observing Ramadan. But is there a link between the fasting period and nation building? Are there things that non-Muslims can learn from the Muslims this time around to help them increase their belief in the country called Nigeria? We have scholars in the house this morning who would help us take a look at this topic. Now, I don't know who is the teacher of who amongst both of them, but one is saying he's my teacher, the other one is saying he's my oga. But I'm sure that you meet up our guests this morning, and hopefully this will be an enlightened conversation. Join us as we welcome Dr. Mohammed Isa. Is a medical practitioner. Dr. Isa, thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you very much for having me here.
And we also have Sheikh Adangba, is an Islamic cleric, a man of many parts. But let's choose that part of him being an Islamic cleric this morning. Sheikh, thank you for coming on the program.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Allah Akram. Dr. Isa, let's start with you. You are a medical practitioner, but I know that you're also vast when it comes to national issues and how we should comport ourselves this period. So let's start this way. This period, the Ramadan period, I know it's one month that Muslims revere a lot. Even non-Muslims know that the Muslims this period have utmost respect for the month of Ramadan. But for you, what is it that stands out this month for a pious Muslim?
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks for the viewers at home that this month is a very special time for both Muslims and non-Muslim alike, because I think our Christian sisters and brothers just maybe Lenten fasting is okay. So it means that in every culture, religion, or in any serious environment, there's always this capture of fasting has something to do with people. And it has to do with people that are actually serious-minded of what they want to do between them and God. So it means that human beings want to have a link with God, whatever be the case. So, and fasting has been one of the most established routes of linking with God. So why God? Because it's very important that we came here not by accident, we came through God. So if we're talking of every human being, the fact is that abstaining from food and drink for a number of hours has a lot of effect on both physical, social, and otherwise of human being. Take, for example, the aspect of fighting, the aspect of struggling all over, wars and all the skirmishes you hear all the time. You will notice that during fasting, there's going to be a reduction of that. Even in our local bus stop, where area boys and co exchanges, you need to get there and see that it's calm and it's cool, and you'll be wondering that who is taking power away from these people? Fasting has one spiritual power that takes away that. Again, for those that are fasting as well, by the time you are fasted for like 6 to 8 hours, your energy level is low. And so if somebody said, your head is not correct, you tell him that, oh, thank you, sir. Because you actually don't have a strength to tell him again that your own also is not correct, because you're actually down, because the energy level is going to be at less than 25% at that time. And therefore, you cannot begin to struggle. So that alone also will reduce a lot of struggle within our compound, our family, streets, and the same thing applies to even a national level. Apart from those that choose to take the path of Satan, that's those that want to kill people, that want to enjoy killing people. Other than that, every other human being is all looking calm, and then physically you are down and you're not ready to exchange in trouble, because one thing or the other is between you and God.
Right.
And that has been the trend all over, anywhere in the world. That's the
Anywhere in the world.
All right. For Sheikh, I mean, we can't have this conversation without also looking at those who are on the other side of the divide, who are neither Muslim nor Christians. But the question always arises when we have conversations like this, as a doctor has, enunciated, explaining what fasting truly should mean to a believer. Either you're a Christian or you're a Muslim. So for the Christians, you have 40 days in a year to do your fasting period, one which you devote totally to God in retrospection and praying for things that you want. And for the Muslims, as we are now, 30 days it is for them. Are those days enough in a year It's a big question. Okay, in 30 days, you're not drinking, you're not fasting, you're not fighting, you're not insulting anyone. What happens to the other 360, 30 days, 35 days, 25 days in the year? Is it something that should be within those confines of those days, or must it be extended? A lifestyle, as it were.
When you attend the universities and you spend 4 years, are 4 years enough for you to plan your life? Yes. 4 years to obtain your bachelor's. Isn't it enough for you to plan your life? So even 1 day must be enough. But we are not employing the services of those months enough. He has said it. We know it's coming. We know our lapses. We know our weaknesses. But it's a month of convergence. It's a carnival-like month when everybody is expecting something. What is our bane? What is the basis of our destruction? Ignorance. Ramadan came, Islam introduced it, even the Lent came to give us knowledge. Why are we not proximally using those 1 month to impact that knowledge of indivisibility into people? So what we need to do is not what we're doing. If it is well planned, everybody should be on holidays during Ramadan, so that everybody will be able to attend those classes, which is not a normal class, but a global class, where you can exchange views, where you will reach consensus on a lot of things. As he has rightly said, even spiritually, abstinence from everything, both physical and non-physical now, will give you an insight into why am I even abstaining from all this. And let those who are going to be tutoring, tutor us well, guide us well on why we abstain and what must be the outcome of our abstinence. So that should be the way we're going to look at it. But we are not employing it enough in our daily activities. Why do people decide, aside from being hungry, why do they decide to just go away from all evils? Because that is the way the creator that has planned the world created it. But we are not using it. We are not taking the opportunity to guide our society, not ourselves alone, our society. So if we can do it in 30 days, we can do it in 360 days. In 330 days. We can do it in 30 days. We can do it in 335 days. Because the moment we start using the effects of what we got, the results of what we got from those tutoring, then we'll be able to live the whole 335 days peacefully, amicably, and cohesively. Because right now in Nigeria, we are, I sat down about a week ago and started thinking about a lot of things. What are we doing to ourselves? What are we trying to give as a legacy to those coming behind us? Why would somebody say, okay, because they have not felt it enough, I want to make them feel it. Let me go to where I've not been before, bomb the train line, go to the airport, destroy it, stagnating the movement of the country. I don't understand.
Dr. Isa, I mean, taking a cue from what you mentioned earlier and from where Sheikh stopped now, usually at the start of Ramadan, you get many messages calling for tolerance, calling for unity, asking Muslims to be their brother's keeper during the month of Ramadan. 29 or 30 days and it is over, and afterwards people go back to those deeds that were either absent or minimal during Ramadan. And if we're talking about the lessons to be learned during the month of Ramadan, is it that, to borrow from what Sheikh said, does the ignorance transcend the month of Ramadan, or are we just a people that just thrive in evil?
Okay, thank you very much. Taking it from the fact that when the month was coming, virtually everyone was expecting, it's a month of kindness, a month of giving, a month of love, and so on. Like he said, let me just quickly say this. Nigeria is a multi-religious country. Now, why are the Christians, why are they fasting? Who gave them fasting? God. Who gave Muslim fasting? God. So Why is it that when we want to do something that want to have a selfish gain, we'll come out and say that this woman is a Christian, I'm a Muslim, so we should separate. But when we want to achieve something to win the people, we'll not say, all of us are together. It shows that we are naturally deceptive people. Okay, deception is one of our characteristics. Otherwise, if we know the value of a particular thing, when it is useful to me, but when I can use the same language to destroy things when it's not useful to me. Otherwise, the value of Ramadan, not just a Muslim, to a country like this, Nigeria, the level at which we are, is more than enough in terms of if every person they follow what their religion teaches and practice it at that time, and at the same time, like he similarized it with a university. I have a degree as a doctor today. I do not need to go back to my consultant to say I want to manage malaria. So I already learned the rudiment on how to manage malaria, and today I'm working. My consultant that taught me over years ago, some of them are dead, so I'm still doing the job. It means I imbibe something that is still useful to me. Now, if you leave University of Lenten fasting or University of Ramadan, you have acquired so much knowledge, so much value, and you comport yourself. You are so kind. You give people food. You're careful. Now, why is that after Ramadan you change another thing? That's why I said we have just imbibed a kind of a culture of deception. And you look at that politically, socially. You see, husband now deceive wife, wife deceive husband, children deceive parents, and leaders deceive the followers as well, because we have come to a level whereby what we want to gain, what we want to achieve, it will take it more than the life of others. So as long as I can have money and you don't have or you suffer, I don't care, since I'm going to live well. Other than that, coming out of Ramadan should be another trend whereby after Ramadan, the whole environment will now change. That, oh, you see that man that used to smoke before, he has stopped smoking. And you see that man that drink before, he has stopped drinking, because he has succeeded in waiting for 30 days without smoking for a whole 30 days. So what stopped him from being able to sustain that after Ramadan? It was because he was deceiving himself. He wasn't deceiving God, because God knew that he did that for Ramadan, just for Ramadan, with the mindset that let Ramadan go on his own, I will take back to my way. And once we have that mind, that's why the effect of Lenten fasting on the Christian, the effect of Ramadan fasting on the Muslims are not seen after those periods. It's as if we just do an exercise in fertility.
Sheikh, as leaders and followers, is there deep thinking into these periods that we have mentioned? And if not, how can we begin a turnaround to the truthfulness and the significance of these times?
Yeah, as I says, the doctor has just said something that it's a deceptive activity. And what is the dose or dosage for being deceptive? Interactiveness. I am telling you, the emojis, the men of God in both houses that is prominent, are not interactively working on taking away these what we assume as norms from us. The real norms and positive norms are there, but let's go now as medical whatever, and you dissect what are the programs given from these houses of God. Are they meant to be for the generality of the people, or to serve those men of God alone? So in a situation where men of God in the Islamic arena are saying the mosque is broke, what are they doing with their money? They are not even aiding those in the mosque with the money that they are collecting. The same thing with the churches. What do we mean by the house of God is broke? Can the house of God be broke? So I used to tell people that when you people are in a community and you are collecting money and saving it for something, that community will always be mischievous and corrupt. But when you want to enjoy the benefits of what you are collecting and putting in a purse, you want to enjoy it in that mosque or in the church. Let there be what project you want to use it for. Know how much is it. Collect towards that project. Finish the project. Stop collecting money for any other thing, or else there will be this deception. Because some people will think, there is money there, let's go and borrow it. they know they are not going to pay back. So if we are not interactive enough in the same sect as Muslims, we are not interactive enough in the same sect as Christians, then we are not cohesively interacting in the Muslim Christian sect. We're going nowhere. People are watching us. You know, the first school for humanity is a copy school. When you have a child, be very careful not to do things the child will be seeing. You will copy. Either you like it or you don't. So, and that first school will never leave us till eternity, because in competition, it is copy we do. And when we copy, we reform. Are you getting it? So the leaders are corrupt. The followers copied. They reformed. So, oh, we abandoned. There is one language they used to use in politics, marginalization. We have been marginalized. In what? Why marginalization? So the aspect of the leaders is not an interactive aspect with the followers, where the leaders will not tell us what they are doing. They allow us to assume. An assumption is the mother of evil.
Right. Sheikh, let me stay with you here and quickly bring us to call our consciousness. So this is the period where we also attend so many Ramadan lectures, where men of God are expected to speak the truth. A case at hand would be the one that happened in Abuja, where the chief imam of the legislative
legislative court,
and you know, him saying the truth, and at the end of the day, he was sacked.
You did it. Him saying the truth.
Yes.
Captured.
Yes, him saying the truth, and he was sacked.
Do you watch him?
A part. Now, that's why I said him saying the truth, because I didn't watch all of the clips. And again, because, you know, this is the era where anything can be doctored. So one has to be very careful. But the question I'm trying to raise here is that enough to also stop men of God from saying what they should say in this season as it regards nation building?
In Arabic school, the Islamic school, there is a caption that says, "Laysa kullu ma yu'rafu yuqal." Not all you know, you say. It's a type of restrictive measures, not to let the society lose it.
Okay.
While you are talking within, underneath, because Yoruba will say, "Ẹ̀yin ìlú la ti ń ṣèlú." Some people have to sit down somewhere, think of, and come out with a solution, consensual solution. Okay. So Islam says to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I may not remember vividly where the verse is. He said, "Fabima rahmatin minallahi linta lahum." For you to be subtle on them, it's the mercy of God. That's a leader now. He said, when you are going to be dealing with them, you should come in 3 ways. For anihum, your people that you are trying to guide and lead must not offend you. That's number one. You must have looked for a way, a soft landing for them whenever you think or they think they make a mistake. Number two, wastaghfir lahum. You must look for a way to make their future a brighter one, a better one. Istighfar in that aspect is like seeking for forgiveness, but who did they offend? So look, make their future a better one. And the last one, he said, you should dialogue and converse with them. We had a very good government from this same president in 1984. At the end of every week, they relay all that has been done during the week to the populace. And people are coming in before the overthrow. What is happening here and what Imam did, it's not too bad, but it's bad for a leader of his caliber.
Okay.
He is coming from a community where there are other leaders, but he is made to be their voice. This we are going to say to the society. He wants society to be good, and that is given to him. But when you watch I have to go and watch the clip before I start talking. One, he has made a mistake of not discussing within, behind, and that is Islam said you should first discuss about it, then you go and meet the person concerned one-on-one, not on air.
Okay.
Because there is no way we are going to do it. Allah has created us to have different perceptions. Even two brothers will have different perceptions on issues. He said, Allah said in the Holy Quran that if Allah had wanted, He would have made all of you be thinking the same way. But you will always be thinking differently. So how much have you tried to talk to the person and let him see from the people's views?
Right.
That video clip will go into the air, it will go into the society,
space.
and it will fire the ember of
violence.
discourse. So this is what he has done. But he's not saying it. He is saying that I'm saying the truth. Is he the only one that is saying the truth? We have our revered pastor now, Pastor Adeboye, is saying the same thing. Now, he has the same view with what Pastor Adeboye had. Have they sat down together, discuss it, and see how we put these people there? They can't be bigger than us. But then, with that power, we have to understand that they have it. But when we want to take it back from them, we should meet them in it. So it is absolute power now getting corrupt.
I just like that last phrase.
It is absolute power that now getting corrupt. Okay, you want to say it? We are the owners of that platform. You want to say it? Don't say it again.
Okay.
All right. That is, I mean, at this point now, the question will be the holy books that guides both religions, at least the one who take part in the fasting period. Are they suffering the same fate the Constitution is suffering? That people just read and okay, I think I should stop there with my question. Is it the same fate that we see going on here? Because the books are supposed to guide us. The book is supposed to at least let us know when to speak
the book will have
and when
changed.
not to. So
the book will have changed.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, in a place where there are evil, or maybe there are vices, it gets to a stage whereby vices now want to turn to be virtue. Now, but God says that no matter how much vices is spread or maybe accepted or practiced, can never be virtue. Unfortunately, we all know that the holy books are truths and they are words of God. But like I said in the beginning, we have one hypocritical behavior that has now been embedded in both the so-called those that are supposed to preach the book. So those people that are going to interpret the Constitution, they were products of the society. And when they finish interpreting, the religious leader that's going to put them through is already being affected.
Infected.
So
and infected. Infected.
So eventually, so you will see now somebody will quote a verse from the Bible or from Quran. And I remember somebody one time when a scholar interpreted and said the name Fashola is in Quran.
And Awolowo is in Quran.
So when somebody said Reverend Kuka is in Quran,
yes.
So you that tells you that there's something wrong, and that's what happened when poverty, when people are impoverished. Now mental poverty will follow. You have material poverty. There will be mental poverty. And then when the mental poverty comes in, you will begin to turn the words of God the other way. So it's easier now. Bring two lawyers here to interpret the same constitution. You have a trouble.
Would have divergent views.
Do you know something? Let me just quickly say something. And America enjoys America today because they took their constitution following the books of God, the Quran and the Bible. You understand? Our own constitution is not working because we slided away. I don't want to say we left it. We slided away from the injunctions of the Creator that knows what is going to happen on the earth. So now we're here. We should learn from what has happened to us now and what is happening to us now. That truth must come
always
out
prevail.
from the two houses of the dominant two houses of God we have in this country.
Right.
No, if someone is saying his own in this side and the other one is saying, we will never get there.
So there has to be a consensus.
There has to be. Yeah, there has to be. All right, we have to go now. Thank you so much, Sheikh Abdurrahman Adangba, an Islamic cleric, the cap he's wearing today. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And to our doctor, Dr. Mohammed Isa, a medical practitioner. Thank you so much for changing your cap.
Thank you very much.
All right, viewers, you've heard it all. The jury is out. The nation must have a rebuilding. But the how is where it does seem we need to get to a consensus. But the truth will always prevail. Which truth are we going to go for now? As we always say on the show, be kind to one another. National interest is like no other interest. We'll see you again tomorrow on Wednesday edition of Morning the Light. I am Rumelia Asanbedu. Have a very good day.
Yeah,